Alrighty, welcome everybody. Adam Stark here. And today, what I want to have a fun talk about Godzilla. Yes, I have completed my Godzilla collection. In other words, the 9 Godzilla movies that I consider to be must-haves, I have officially completed. Thanks to my beautiful shorty who hooked me up on my birthday. I definitely got spoiled this year. And I got my collection completed. All 9 Godzilla movies throughout the years that I think are must-haves to me in my personal, very specific opinion. So before I do that, I just want to show off my digital libraries as it's been updated since the last time I've done that, and not just with other Godzilla movies, of course, but just want to go through that real quick. So I'll do this. All right. Here we go. Just going to go through it super quick. You can take the time to look if you want to, but this is just to give you a reference to see that I am a paying customer, so I feel like my opinion should count for something just based off of the fact that I have put my money where my mouth is. I have purchased a lot of films over the years. I do a good job of waiting until they're on sale and stuff. And it also helps that, you get these things when you get them on a wish list and you see them on sale and everything. Oh, yeah, and this movie, Magnificent Ruffians, just came on Apple TV. I have pre-ordered it, as you can see. I cannot wait to actually own it because I paid it and I'm ready to get it. I'm so excited. This is a magnificent film. No pun intended. Cannot wait to actually own this in my digital library. But I did pre-order it. It just came on there. I am excited. Okay, anyways, let's go to... All right, so, I also have 7 episodes of Blackadder. Okay, here's all Apple TV. The majority of my films are Chinese movies. I love Chinese and Taiwanese movies. I love Kung Fu films and Wuxia films. The 70s are my favorite era. The mid to early 80s are another great era, and some of the 90s. Rarely will I go anything past that, besides like The Raid and a few other things, but generally speaking, that's me. Otherwise, I really love old school films, and I really love, obviously, as you can see, Godzilla films, and then I also, and this is Google TV, which is the same as YouTube, so any purchases I've done on here, it's the same. They just go, it's the same thing. Whatever you get on Google TV, on YouTube, it matches that purchase, right? And I also love... stop-motion animation films, like Ray Harryhausen films, Willis O'Brien films, dinosaur films. I don't buy like every dinosaur film, but generally speaking, if it has good special effects, especially practical effects, love it. And just Ray Harryhausen's work, all of his stuff with Greek mythology is just fantastic. And otherwise, I just have some random movies that don't make any sense, but I like them anyway. Now, I also have my Movies Anywhere library and my Fandango At Home library. Now, those are the same thing. Those are mirrored purchases because if you digitally buy a movie that happens to be a Movies Anywhere film, it duplicates that purchase on all these other services. And so that's why there's no need to show my Movies Anywhere or my Fandango At Home purchases because those are the same thing. But you look at Google TV / YouTube, Prime Video, and Apple TV, those have all the Movies Anywhere movies plus more that are not Movies Anywhere available. Okay, so that's why there's no need to show those. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about my Godzilla movies, and then I'm going to get to my number 1, and I'm going to explain. Okay, so... just for fun, I'm going to say my number 10, what I consider to be a must-have Godzilla movie. For me, it's a tie. Now, I don't own either of these two, and with all due respect, I'm not going to buy them. I don't need them. I'm happy with the 9 that I have, and I know there's not one on here on this Apple TV. There's one movie that's only on Prime Video, Godzilla movie, only on Prime Video. You cannot get it on Apple TV. That's why I'm going to show that later. Anyways, number 10 is like a tie between Ghidorah, the 3-headed monster, Ghidorah, three-headed monster, and Destroy All Monsters, 1968. They're good. I like them. I just don't feel like I need to own them. I'm not sad. I don't feel like I'm missing out by not owning them, if that makes sense, okay? So, what my thing is, right, okay, Godzilla movies, it's the longest running movie franchise so far ever, and what I love about them is, for me personally, because, there's so many different kinds of Godzilla movies. So for me, Adam Stark, what I'm very specifically looking for is either excellent practical effects where you see the towns and cities get destroyed and the pagoda get destroyed and beaten up and stuff, and the miniature sets just look awesome, and the pyrotechnic effects just look great and really cool, and it looks like, holy crap, like they put a lot of effort. These are true artists at work here to make it look like they're destroying a town. Like, it looks like they're doing that because this is not stop motion animation, so they can't just, make a town like that. No, they're building miniature sets with like concrete and glass and stuff, and then they're blowing it up, and they're getting in their giant kaiju suits, attacking these miniature sets and destroying them, and they have to get it right because it's expensive and time consuming to make a new one if they don't, and stuff. So that stuff I love. I personally really love that when they nail it, when it looks really good, when it looks really cool, and then they do really smart things, like they combine two shots, like they'll have live action people and cars, and maybe in the bottom of the screen, and in the top half of the screen is the suit actor on set destroying parts of the town. Like, I love that when they do that. It just looks incredible. It's really cool. It's just a lot of fun. I love the pure art that there is in these films. And if it's not that, then I like it for the actual monster battles. Okay, so if it's got to be one of the two, right? Now, the thing is, a lot of them, to me, and this is just me, okay, a lot of them are too goofy. A lot of the monster fights are too silly and just, I don't know, just awkward, and I don't like it, and so that's why most of these I don't want to own. These are the ones that I feel like they do it well, and they're not perfect in a lot of cases, but they do them well, and they're fun. They have fun with it. Some of these, when you're a little kid, they're going to be different. They're going to be a lot better. For me personally, I just want it to look cool. I want to see great destruction, some great practical effects, some cool explosions, and sometimes the poor actor gets their suit caught on fire and stuff like that, which is nuts. And I want to see cool fighting, creative fighting, and what's really cool. So, all right, so now that I've said my tie for number 10, which I don't own, now I'll go to number 9. Okay, number 9 for me, I am going to say Godzilla Vs Destoroyah. That is 1995. This was an excellent way to end Godzilla. Like, this was a good way to end it, because that was the point of this movie, was Godzilla's end. And they spoil it right on the poster of the movie. It actually says the words Godzilla dies, which is hilarious. But it's like, they did a great job. They made you sad. They made you feel for Godzilla and the journey and his kid and everything, and it was good. I like it. I like how scary Destroyer is, and I like how the buildup is. It's kind of like, took inspiration from, like, the movie Aliens, kind of, and it's great. I think it's good. I just think it's where it should be, though. I don't think it's near number 1. I think number 9 is where it should be. All right, the next one is Godzilla Vs Mechagodzilla 2, 1993. I like this one a lot. This one, for the record, has the most screen time of Godzilla in a Godzilla movie, as in, like, actually on screen. This is what, according to the internet anyway, is Godzilla has the most screen time in this movie. And I like it. He has a fun fight with Rodan in the beginning. He has a fight with Mechagodzilla, and Mechagodzilla's got a new design in this and everything. And then he does something, unique and overpowers him. And then you get Baby Godzilla, and the scenes with Baby Godzilla are really cool in this one. They're really unique. They stand out. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. To me, they stand out. Am I wrong? I mean, that's my opinion. They stand out to me. Maybe I should be clicking on these while I don't. But anyway, yeah, they stick out to me. So I like it. I like Baby Godzilla. I like the human roles in this one, and I know there's reoccurring characters. Mickey's really great, and I like her in this, and I just like how it ended too, and I like how Rodan comes back, and the town destruction scenes are great in this one too. So it's a good one. I think it's rightfully at number 8. All right. Okay. Moving on, I'm gonna go to my number 7. My number 7 is Godzilla vs. Mothra, and this one is the one from 1992. This one surprised me. I'm going to tell you something. I wasn't planning on buying this movie. This is a hidden purchase that I found that absolutely blew my mind. And again, thanks to my beautiful shorty for hooking me up on my birthday, letting me complete my Godzilla collection and helping me out there. That was awesome. Thank you so much. I love you. Now, what happened was I've been looking for, and this is related, I've been looking for the movie King Kong. Oh my gosh, I said it. I keep saying that. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Sorry. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah 1991. It's the one movie I can't find anywhere digitally to buy. Digitally. I look at the digital movie libraries. It's not there. And I'm like, how is this the only one not there, but you can get every other Godzilla movie? It was blowing my mind. I'm like, what am I missing here? Well, here's the answer. For somebody, if you're wondering, this is the answer. Fandango at Home. You go onto that service, that store, that digital library. It used to be called Vudu, V-U-D-U, okay? You go there. They have this movie, Godzilla vs. Mothra 92, and as a bundle, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah 1991. It has both movies in there. And as an even better bonus, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah is a Movies Anywhere purchase. It doesn't say that, but when you buy it, it is. It's like a surprise. It's like, what? So now it gives me that purchase on every other library, not just on Fandango at Home. It's like a bonus. I thought I was only going to get to see it on Fandango at Home, which is fine. As long as I own it, that's what matters. But it literally is a hidden purchase. That's not, you can't, Google doesn't even tell you that you can buy this movie. But that's how you buy it. You buy it as a bundle. So that's why I own this movie. So I wasn't planning on getting this movie. Mothra versus Godzilla, the one from, I think it was 1964, if my memory's right. That one was actually pretty good. I didn't love it enough to feel like I had to own it, but it was good. It was better than I thought. This one, though, from 92, this one was really good. It actually really surprised me. I wasn't expecting to love this movie as much as I am, honestly. It's really good. I really like how it starts. The human characters on the boat, the tension there was really cool, and the tough decision-making was cool. And I loved that what happens is you get Batra coming in, and then when they're attacking Mothra, who's in the larva form, they jump out of the boat just at the right moment. You get a great water fight, kaiju water fight in the ocean. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. It really set up really well, like telling me, okay, this is unique, right? Then I like another part when the twin fairies, they're reprising their roles, different actresses, obviously, but they're reprising their roles from the other Mothra movies from before, and Mothra is coming to see them. So Mothra slides through the city and destroys everything, and then suddenly stops, like puts on an e-brake and puts the parking brake on and stops right in front of them at their building. The reason I love that scene is everyone's shrieking in terror, thinking that Mothra is about to like attack them and kill them and ruin their city, when she's literally just like tunnel vision, I need to get to my girls, And I thought that was funny and ironic that that's all it was. She wasn't trying to destroy everything in sight. It just kind of happened. And again, because these are beautiful practical effects with real art, that's not CGI junk and not computer graphics junk and all that stuff. This is awesome. So practical effects, that's why I love this stuff. This movie has a lot of it, a lot of town destruction and stuff. And then there's a very unique battle with Godzilla against two flying monsters. And it kind of makes me think, maybe I'm overthinking this, but what I like about Godzilla fights in when he fights other kaiju monsters and stuff is, it's like if a monster is big and strong, usually Godzilla fares better. Now, not every time, obviously, look at Destoroyah, but generally. But then you get smaller monsters, you think, oh, Godzilla's just going to smoke them. But then because they're faster, it's actually harder for him to win. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe that's just my brain being insane. But I love it. This actually blew my mind. I can't believe I love it as much as I do. It's way better than I thought. Honestly, I wasn't even going to buy this movie. But it was a bundle to get another movie, like I just said earlier. So shout out to this movie. Incredible, great stuff. Okay, next here. Oh, what number am I on? Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, number 6. Okay, number 6 goes to Invasion of Astro Monster. Let's go. This was also called Monster Zero and Godzilla Vs Astro Monster. It had a few titles, right? I don't know why it says 1970. It actually came out in 1965. But anyways, this movie I really like. Now, this is something you'll never hear me say again. Normally, I always say take historical context out of things when you're reviewing video games and movies, but especially video games. I hate it when people say, well, the first one's the best one because if we didn't have the first one, then you wouldn't have the others. Yeah, I know that, but that has nothing to do with the quality of the content. Like, to me, that's a cop-out. What you're saying is true. You wouldn't have had the ones after that if it wasn't for the success of the first one, obviously, because the monetary gain's what you're after. But I don't like using that as a reason for saying it's better. That you have to give me other reasons than that. Now, I got off topic, but the reason I'm saying this is because this is the one time you're going to hear me say the year this movie comes out does matter to me. It does. It actually affects why I like it. This is 1965. This is before Star Wars. This is before Star Trek even, okay? This feels unique. They basically turned Godzilla into a hero in this movie, and that's cool. But what I really like is the science fiction aspect around it is just fun. This is just a big, fun, goofy time is what this is. It's goofy. It's silly, yes, and it's like really weird, but it's good. Like it's a fun time. I love the fact that, you know, they really, like, the friendship between the characters are just, Glenn and Fuji are just really great. Like it feels like a genuine friendship. It feels like they're pals for life, you know? And it's fun to see them interact with the environments and stuff. And, you know, when they match shots of the UFOs coming in and stuff. Yeah, the UFOs are the cheesiest part of the movie, but it's all good fun because this came before all of the staples of what we know as science fiction and space invasion kind of stuff today. Like this is before that, and so that's what makes me appreciate it even more than I normally would, is the fact that this was before that even. It's like, holy crap. But now onto the movie itself, you get Godzilla fighting somewhere other than Earth, and that's fun. That's really fun. When Godzilla comes to fight on the space planet X, like, it's cool because they actually incorporated the fact that there's no gravity into the fighting. And I really appreciate that. It was kind of cool. And hey, maybe that was an accident. I don't know. But there's a part where Godzilla launches at King Ghidorah. They call him Monster Zero, but it's King Ghidorah, where he just like launches at him, and it looks like he would be in space because he's like floating. It's not like he's jumping and hopping. It looks like he's weightless and flying, and he slams into him and just makes him flip, and it looks crazy. It's good. It's a great shot. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's a great shot. Rodan gets in on the action, and it's fun. Then they end up on Earth. I know I'm not talking much about the plot, but this is the point. They end up on Earth. They start destroying the towns, and again, great practical effects again, but this time it's in different areas than the previous films I've been talking about. They got it where it's in the water. They're breaking up shores. Rodan's causing floods that are making houses disappear and, you know, physically get destroyed and stuff. and then the wind is causing towns and towers breaking and all sorts of stuff. I love it. I absolutely love practical effects, people. I love it. I could watch that stuff all day because it meant there really had to be true heart and soul put into the art of making this look good. It wasn't done with clicking a few buttons on a computer. This is decades before computers even existed, and that matters because that means this is what they were able to do. It's like a contest. This is what they were able to do at that age of time, and it looks cool. It looks great. It's fun to know, hey, this was actually on screen in front of the cameraman at some point, but they edit it carefully so when something doesn't look as real as it should or whatever, they'll take that out generally and stuff. It's fun. And then they fight each other again, another 2-on-1, and they have a great double team move where Rodan picks up Godzilla, which is hilarious because it's like, how do you pick up Godzilla when you're Rodan size? But he picks up Godzilla, they double team King Ghidorah and drop Godzilla on him, and it's hilarious. It's great. It's fun. It's just fun. It's a great time. And with the science fiction aspect of it, with aliens and stuff. Oh, dude, it's awesome, man. It's great. All right. Next one I'm going to go with here. Let me see. Yep. I'm going to go with Terror of Mechagodzilla, 1975. So this one really impressed me because, did I click? I clicked the wrong one. Sorry. Terror of Mechagodzilla. Now, this movie is awesome. It took me by surprise as of how good it actually is. The female villain in this is incredible. She did an excellent job, and it's a no wonder this is a standout performance. In that was like the surge of her career. But anyways, I like the human characters in this. I like this. I like the Titanosaurus is cool. I'm not even a big fan of the noise that it makes, but I understand it. It's the sound it makes. The cackle is a reference to elephants, and it's a reference to another kaiju from a completely different, unrelated thing. But it's like it's a little annoying. I'm not gonna lie, that noise, but I can live with that. What I like is, so first Titanosaurus attacks the submarine. It looks cool. And then there's a lot of plot building, okay? That's where this lacks a little bit. There's like a lot of plot building. But then it comes back to towns getting utterly massacred. There's even a part when Titanosaurus is about to step on a few people and Godzilla literally runs in to save them. Like, not like an accident. Like, it looks like Godzilla sees the people are about to be stepped on and he's like, I'm going to save you. And he like charges at Titanosaurus and attacks. And it's great. So then there's a great 2-on-1 fight the other way around where it's Godzilla against 2, and Godzilla is getting the crap beat out of him, and there is a lot of the poor suit actor's suit getting caught on fire in this movie. There's a lot of shots where there's literally fire on the Godzilla costume, suit, whatever you want to call it, and it's just like, holy crap. I mean, it looks magnificent for the movie's sake, but obviously I still feel bad for the actor. But for what they managed to pull off, very impressive, fun stuff. Great fight. In this one, Mechagodzilla's head comes off. The fight's not over. This time, he can keep fighting with the head off, and that's a cool little update, if you will, if you want to call it whatever. So this one's good. This one's good. It's I love the destruction scenes in this. The really dark tone of it, the very dark, and I mean dark tone of this movie, foreboding mood in this movie is good. And then obviously some giant fighting in there thrown in. It's like, that's what's up. Good stuff. Okay. All right. Now, here we go. We're getting closer now. Now I'm going to go with... Here we go. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, 1991. Okay, this movie here, all right? This movie here, this would debatably be my number one if it fixed a few things. And I'm speaking negative right now about a movie that I absolutely love and cherish very much. So don't take it like that. But I'm just being honest. Like, there's a few... M11, who's a great character, an awesome character, great actor, did a great job, and I care about the character, and it added great stuff to the movie and everything. It's not the actor's fault, but the way they edit the special effects of the actor, I can't deny it. It looks really bad. it's stunning how bad it looks. They just kind of changed the shutter speed or whatever of the how many frames per second or whatever when he's supposed to be moving really fast, which happens in a few different scenes. So it's not like you just see it once. And it just doesn't look good. And I don't know what to tell you. I'm just being honest. It stands out. The other thing that stands out is the American actors in this are very awkward with how they're acting. Now, I also read that one of them wasn't even an actor, like as in legitimately the guy was not an actor. That's what it actually says. So what can you expect from someone that's never acted before to act better than this? I don't know, but this is what they did, and it was just lame. But anyways, the only other bad thing I'll say is I didn't notice it until I was able to purchase this just not that long ago, is that when I'm watching this in HD, which it's beautiful in HD, which is why I like to buy movies digitally, because you get them in just such perfect quality that I never saw growing up. And with these HD quality restorations, this movie has a negative. I can see the wires on King Ghidorah in a few shots that I never remember seeing before. No, I'm not stupid. I know those wires were there. I know that. I'm not an idiot. But this is really noticeable now that it's in HD, ironically. I got the better looking version, but then I see that. It does ruin it a little bit for me. So it's like, it is what it is. I kind of just know when I watch this movie now, I have to train my eyes to look downward. You know what I mean? Look at the middle of the screen when King Ghidorah is fighting, and I have to look near the bottom of the screen when King Ghidorah is fighting, because otherwise I'm going to see those wires, and it kind of ruins the fight for me. And it's like, oh, come on. But now that I've got that out of the way, if those things were fixed, hypothetically, this might be my number one, because this is an amazing story that a lot of people on the internet do not understand, and they write it off as it doesn't make sense and it doesn't work. It does work. You have to, unfortunately, really do research to understand how the time travel actually does make sense. In the beginning of this movie, there's an author who writes a book about the Godzillasaurus, who was from World War II era, and he thought that became Godzilla. He was wrong, but the people in the future know that Japan's going to get destroyed by Godzilla, so they go back in time because of what they were misled by the main character author's book. They thought that was the reality, which it wasn't. So they were misled. So they go back to stop the Godzilla from being made. So they stop that. They physically move with science fiction tools that Godzillasaurus over so that it cannot be reawakened by nuclear testing, by the hydrogen bomb testing or whatever of a Lagos Island, and it cannot come to life. Therefore, Japan is saved. Well, it turns out the Futurians, as they're called, they were not. What they were actually doing was planting these three things called the Dorads, who would then become King Ghidorah, which they can control. So they were going to have King Ghidorah take over Japan, except the capital city or whatever, so that they could use that as leverage to say, we're in control now. We're going to rebuild Japan properly, and because we know how to do it better than you guys will or whatever. And I like that. See, it actually makes sense. You have to think about it. The people in the future were misled. That's the problem. People don't focus on that part when they're looking at this movie. But anyways, that happens, right? Then you get a really cool history twist where they change history. And I think it's cool if you change history in movies. You are allowed to do that. You're allowed to be creative with your writing and change history. It's fake. It's a movie anyway, with kaiju monsters and fake named dinosaurs and stuff. So it's like you're already changing stuff and adding stuff that doesn't exist into the world. You can change history. I don't see why that could be a problem in reality. It's a fictional movie. So it's like, that's what they did. They decided to make it so the Godzillasaurus, whether on purpose or not or whatever, ends up saving the Japanese soldiers on Lagos Island during that battle, and then ends up killing the American soldiers and dies in doing that because it was getting shot at from mortar shells by the boat or whatever. So it saves the Japanese soldiers there, and the leader of those Japanese soldiers, Mr. Shindo, who is a veteran actor, by the way, who's been in in decades worth of Godzilla movies and playing different roles, sometimes even with the mask on and don't even know it's him, such as Godzilla vs. Astro Monster, which I was talking about a little bit ago. But so that guy, what he ends up doing, he is very sentimental about Godzilla saving him, and he never forgot it. So he views Godzilla as a hero despite everything else that's ever been said about Godzilla. He says, no, Godzilla is a hero. Godzilla saved me. So I love him unlike everybody else. How could I hate the dinosaur that saved me, is like the way he's looking at it. And in the current time, 1992, in the movie, actually, it says, he's a very successful businessman, right? Anyways, so what's really cool about his character, which is already cool, I don't need to go on about his character, but so what happens is when King Ghidorah comes with the Futurians, then they say, okay, how are we going to stop this now? We made a mistake trusting the Futurians, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring Godzilla back. So they put a nuclear sub where the Godzillasaurus is, and it creates an even bigger Godzilla than the one previously. Now, what I love about this is my favorite Godzilla design out of every Godzilla movie, period, ever in history. Out of every Godzilla movie, this one specifically, the one that comes from the nuclear sub, the Godzillasaurus nuclear sub, giant Godzilla, this one, epic, amazing, scary, frightening, everything. It's just a masterpiece of artistry. It looks so cool. They nailed it. It's my favorite one, and that's why this was debatably my favorite Godzilla movie, is that. It's like so great. It kills King Ghidorah. It even cuts one of its heads off. Not literally, but with its atomic breath. Okay, King Ghidorah is dead now. So what's crazy is now there's a twist. They brought Godzilla back, but that's also now the problem. They stopped King Ghidorah, but now Godzilla's back, and Godzilla's destroying the town. And Mr. Shindo has an amazing scene that they put in this movie. So creative, so beautiful. I'll never forget this scene. I'm so glad they thought this out. They're just so creative what they did. They kept him in the building, in the skyscraper, while everyone else fled. They knew Godzilla was coming. He stayed because he's like, no, I'm not leaving. Godzilla saved me once, and I'm not leaving this building. Godzilla and him lock eyes face to face because he's near the top of the skyscraper. Now, there's a debate. Did Godzilla recognize him? I don't know. But he did kind of close his eyes and flutter for a second as if he could have. But that is, a debate, though. It's ambiguous. You really don't know for sure. But there's a solid debate you can have with people like, did Godzilla recognize him? Yes, no, I don't know. Or did he just happen to do that and it doesn't mean anything? I don't know. But so was Mr. Shindo trying to commit suicide, or was he looking at it like Godzilla saved me, now Godzilla's destroying my people, so I'll let him destroy me too? Or is he say Godzilla was a hero, now he's a villain, so I don't want Godzilla to spare me? I don't know. There's so many ways to look at it. So many ways. Is this a hypothetical metaphor for Japan's economy or something? There's so many things you could say about it. It needs to be studied. It's a beautiful scene, and nobody ever got killed this harshly than he did. Like, it was worse than Bambi. Like, this was crazy. Like, this his death was like, holy crap. It was really good. And then the movie's already like sold me, like, this is awesome. And then it gets even better. Then the Futurians create Mecha King Ghidorah, and they have a mechanical wings and a mechanical third head after the head got cut off. They make Mecha King Ghidorah, and they end up having an epic fight with Godzilla again at the end. And it's awesome. It's science fiction. It's time travel. I care about the human characters. It's got epic monsters. You never see Mecha King Ghidorah ever again. This is the movie that happens. It's awesome. It's the best Godzilla costume there ever was. They have where they change history. It's silly, yes, but they change history, and that's kind of fun just to see, like, okay, this happened instead of what really happened or whatever. It's a great time. It's epic. It's a great, great time. Okay. Now, here we go, you guys. This is where I understand people are not going to like what I say, but I don't lie to people. I just tell people how I feel. It is what it is. My number 3 is Godzilla from 1954, also known as Gojira. And here's the thing. This movie, by the way, you can get it in 4K on Apple TV, and you can get it in 4K on Prime Video. Absolutely worth it. A movie from 1954 in black and white in 4K looks phenomenal. It really does. Okay, anyways, I'm not talking about the American version, okay? The 1956 Godzilla King of the Monsters version. I don't care for it. I can live without that. This version, the original version, the Japanese version. Okay, if I'm judging this movie as a whole, this is the best one, okay? Because it's a 10 out of 10 film. But if I'm judging it as a Godzilla film specifically, then this is not number one. Okay, does that make sense? Maybe only to me, but I'm judging it off of Godzilla movie criteria. I'm not judging it off of regular film criteria. If I was doing that, this is the best one. There's no debate. But I'm not. I'm judging it off of Godzilla-based movie material. This is number 3 to me. Okay, I'll try my best to explain, but anyways. So this movie, it's a 10 out of 10 movie because it has excellent tension. The beginning of this film that the American film fails, not American film, the American redone version with Raymond Burr. It's not him. I like Raymond Burr. It's nothing to do with him. But they fail to capture the tension correctly for whatever reason. In the original version, it's very tense. A boat has sank, another boat has sank, another boat has sank. People are panicking. People are trying to break into that office and be like, we demand answers and stuff. Hey, did this guy survive? I know him. And then you got the old man on the beach telling people they don't understand like what's going to happen and stuff. And people, it seems like people want to listen to him. Some don't. Some are just whatever. And then you get that terrifying, like, I'm going to call it hurricane moment and stuff. They build the tension so well that when they finally reveal Godzilla, it's so epic because you get to see, like, the reactions were good. The acting was really good, but the Godzilla itself was really good and really scary. And the black and white parts of it makes it even scarier, in my personal opinion. So it's great. And then you get the response. You get the Godzilla attacking towns, destroying stuff. I already said, I love that stuff. Practical effects are epic. They always will be my favorite. You know, this was the first time doing this. They had to make Japan look so accurate to real life as they possibly could because they said their primary audience was going to be Japan, they thought anyway. and they even said there's a crazy part. I can't imagine. The movie theater in Tokyo, Japan is actually something that Godzilla destroys in the movie, like with his tail. And it's like, can you imagine watching this movie, seeing that if you were in Tokyo, Japan when this came out? I can't imagine that feeling. I can't. It's so cool. I can't imagine it at all. But all the deep meaning about the brilliance of Ishiro Honda's way of looking at things as a pacifist, as a prisoner of war victim, as somebody who views as nuclear weapons as something that no man should have and use and whatever and all that. And this all comes together well. It's not stupid. It's not corny. It's not cheesy. So it's amazing after this what some movies did with this, I'll call, character Godzilla. In this one, Godzilla was a destructive force, and it was really just epic how much it made sense watching this. It makes sense to me. Like it really works here, and it looks scary. It looks great. The train getting blown up and picked up and bitten and whatever is all fantastic. The atomic breath and the fire, the buildings on fire look really scary in black and white. And the music, don't even get me started about the music. All these movies have great music, let's not lie, but this is where it all started. And this score was so good, they never needed another one. It was so good, okay? Akira Ikefube does an amazing work on this. So it has everything. This movie is a 10 out of 10 movie. The human drama, I actually care about. It's like, holy crap, I actually care about what's going on between the people. Dr. Kurosawa, and he's got this oxygen destroyer, and it's like, should I use it? I don't know. I don't think anybody should use it. I think Godzilla should be studied. Nobody listens to him. He says, hey, I think Godzilla should be studied. You guys need to listen to me. Like, my opinion matters. Like he's getting mad, as he should. And he's like, listen, my opinion matters. Godzilla is radiation's not hurting him. Could we study that and then use that to benefit mankind? And instead, you get another character with a conflicted choice where they're like, okay, well, he has this thing called the Oxygen Destroyer. Guess what? This might be our one chance to kill Godzilla. And it's like, he's like, no, because then how this works could fall into the wrong hands again, and us in Japan could suffer a massive attack again, and we don't need that. We don't need this happening to us. We don't need this happening to anybody else. It's great drama that actually works, and it's like, holy crap, this movie really hit on every note. Like, it is fantastic. It hits on everything you want, but it's in one movie. It's wrapped up in one movie. It's like, holy crap, right? The ending is beautiful, symbolic, epic, and everything, and it's just awesome. So this movie is a 10 out of 10. If I'm judging it like I judge movies as a whole, this is the best Godzilla movie. But if I'm judging it off of Godzilla-specific criteria, then as much as people aren't going to like this is not my favorite Godzilla movie, then this is my number 3rd, to be honest, okay? But there's a difference, But this is an amazing film, okay? This movie it's so good, it's not a shock that it's as successful as it is. It really is. It's more of a shock to me how it became very kid-friendly, goofy, silly, and wonky and everything after, is really what I'm saying, right? All right. My number two, what I say is the best Godzilla movie of all time. Number 2, Godzilla Vs Mechagodzilla, 1974. All right. The big difference between the Showa era, 1954 to 1965, versus the Heisei era, 1984 to 2004, to me, is the fights. The fights in the Showa era are generally like wrestling moves. They're kind of silly sometimes, but they're like a lot of wrestling moves and stuff, which is fun. I think that's fun that they're doing wrestling moves. As a kid, I had this movie called Hollywood Dinosaur. I don't know where my parents got it. It's called Hollywood Dinosaur. It's an hour long. It showed a bunch of clips of dinosaur movies and a bunch of clips of Godzilla movies. And so as a kid, I wanted to get my hands on every one of these Godzilla movies, including Godzilla vs. Gigan, Godzilla vs. Megalon, and all this stuff. I wanted them all. And I'd watch them fight, and they would do all these wrestling moves and stuff. It was cool. Now, and when I got older, I'd get in the Heisei era, and I'm like, holy crap, it's not really wrestling moves. It's more like bites, charges, tackles, slashes, and stuff. It's a lot more vicious. So what's cool is that creates a preference, right? Now you get into this, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Now, this movie, the reason this is number 2 and debatably number 1 because it's so good, is the city destruction, and it's at nighttime. It is so epic. It looks incredible. It looks scary. I don't know what it is about nighttime by the bay, by the water, and you see the town in the background, and Godzilla and Mechagodzilla are fighting there, and you get to see the town go on fire, and you see the reflection of the fire on the windows of the windshield windows of the car that they're driving with the professor. And it's like, okay, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure they just used some effect to make it look like the fire was bigger than it is. I understand that. But for what they were trying to do with that effect, it looks so cool. It sells the idea that this is really scary and that this whole town is burning to the ground and stuff. They fight. It's an epic fight. It's a crazy good fight. It looks ferocious. It looks horrifying at night. But the brightness of the pyrotechnics, they really went overboard in a good way with blowing up buildings and causing fires and causing firecrackers and I don't even know what else they use. But it looks really great. And the fact that it's on nighttime, you see the reflections of the fire in the water and stuff. And you see Godzilla get defeated in this fight. And it's just like, it's really cool. Then you move on to the rest of the movie, and there's talk about the prophecy. That's the weakest part to me. That part is like whatever to me, no offense. To me, it's like, okay, when they're like, oh, the prophecy of the other monster must have been Godzilla. Well, to me, I'm like, well, duh. You know what I mean? But whatever, it is what it is. That's the weakest part of the movie, is the strong focus on all that stuff. But then we get a bonus monster. We get King Caesar, who gets his own opening theme song. And King Caesar is cool because he's not the toughest, but he has a magic power where he can absorb that I don't know what you call it, that light beam, laser beam, whatever that Mechagodzilla uses. But everything else Mechagodzilla uses is fair game because holy crap, King Caesar gets beat up really bad. And despite what I just said, there's not that many wrestling moves in this fight. There's some great shots where not only are the kaiju fighting, but the cameraman is moving while they're fighting, and it makes it look even more epic. I don't know why, but it really works for me. I just love it. So it's really cool. So while that's going on, you get Godzilla comes back. Okay, now it's a 2-on-1 fight, and it has one of my favorite shots in any film, period, ever. It has one of my favorite shots. You got King Caesar's on one side, Godzilla's on the other side, Mechagodzilla's in the middle. Mechagodzilla turns his head around, yes, like an owl, facing one monster, and then the rest of them's facing the other monster, and the camera circles around all three of them in a very tense moment, like what's about to happen next. And then as soon as both kaiju charge at Mechagodzilla, Mechagodzilla fires with his finger missiles, toe missiles facing Godzilla, and then his eye head thing, his mouth or whatever, cannon with facing King Caesar, and it smokes both of them at the same time facing opposite directions. It's a magnificent shot. I don't care if you disagree with me. I don't care if you think I'm nuts, if you think I'm overselling these movies. I'm just being honest. I'm being critically honest. I love that shot. It's a great shot. And then you get to see Godzilla and King Caesar get absolutely brutally pummeled for like 5 minutes straight with great explosions, great pyrotechnics, great special effects. You see mountains corrode, break, and get destroyed and stuff. And you seem like they're dead. Like it seems like game over, you're both dead. Like you guys lost. Like it looks like they've absolutely lost. And then at the last second, Godzilla comes up with a great way to emerge victorious. But it's an excellent fight. It's for this movie to be that much better than the previous 5 movies is astonishing to me. How much they improved with this one, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 1974, is really a testament to how serious they were to get this back, to get the monster back to where it should be. And they did it. In my opinion, this is great. I like this better than the next one, Terror Mechagodzilla. And it's really a debate between this and Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. But I can't deny those bad things I said about Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Like, if those could hypothetically be fixed, we'd have a really tough toss-up for me personally between these two. But anyways, okay. Now, number 1. What is number 1? Well, they don't have it on Apple TV, so I can't show you on Apple TV. They don't have it on YouTube/GoogleTV. They don't have it at Fandango At Home, to my knowledge. And they absolutely do not have it at Movies Anywhere. It's only on Prime Video. Here we go. You ready? Boom. Here you go. The Return of Godzilla, also known as Godzilla 1984, also known as Godzilla 1985, but I'm not going to say that. This is the number 1 Godzilla movie to me, and to me, it is clear. It is very clear. I'm going to explain why, every single way why it is. Listen to me, folks, please. Please. Do not watch the American version. I only watched the American version years ago, and I thought, this movie is overrated. I'm like, what do people see in this? They're like, yeah, it has some cool moments, but overall, I'm like, whatever. I could live without it. Then when I start buying movies digitally, which is what I've been doing for years now, as you've seen from my libraries at the beginning of this video, and my previous videos I've put on my channel and stuff. Now, this is the Japanese version, okay? And guess what? They have it dubbed in English. Now, why does that matter to me? Because, and by the way, I can watch Godzilla movies with English subtitles. All the other ones are English subtitles besides Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. So that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is this. Folks, listen, I had no clue. I had no idea that the Japanese original version, Return of Godzilla 1984, had an English dub. I did not know that. I thought because they made a stupid American horribly recut version a year later, 1985, which was in English. They added Raymond Burr and English actors in it. I thought that was the English version. I didn't know the good version, this one, has an English dub to it. Holy crap, I had no idea. Now, the reason I'm telling you that is because this version is a masterpiece. This movie, the Japanese original version of this movie, is my best one. Absolutely, there's no debate for this. This is the best one. It is so much better than the American recut version. That version is a joke. I will never watch that again. I can't believe how good this is and how badly America butchered it in their 1985 version. Like, I've looked up the differences, and some of the stuff is astonishing. They reused the same shot a few times. Like, what? Just dumb things. And again, I'm not mad at Raymond Burr. I like him. Okay, great actor. And I think I agree. Some people say they like his speech at the end of the movie, and I get that. That's a preference thing. Tough call. But I'm going to let that go. I'm going to tell you, this version is so much better. It's infinitely better. It blows my mind. It's a masterpiece. This Godzilla movie is perfect to me. Yes, perfect. I love it beginning to end. It's great. It's fantastic. It's great special effects, practical effects. It's a great return to form for the monster. It's a great human characters where they never go too far. They never make it so bad that it's like, okay, you guys are, annoying me with how much you're going on about something. No, they're just right. They played this movie just right. And I'm talking about, again, 1984, the Japanese original version. That's what I own in HD. Okay, listen. This movie starts out, it's scary, but it's not Godzilla yet. People are getting killed at sea by something called sea louse. I've heard the internet people say sea lice. I don't know. I've heard both. Louse, lice, I don't know. The point is it's scary. You see a dead body in the beginning with like the guy's face eaten off, and they have this soundtrack is unique, by the way. This is a new soundtrack, and it's a fantastic, epic score for every situation. Also, that also adds to why this is an amazing movie too, right? So it starts off scary, new soundtrack, great. Okay, now Godzilla's back. Godzilla, with a new epic theme music, is going on a monstrous, destructive rampage, and he's even bigger than he was before. The reason that, not in the movie, but the actual reason is because buildings had gotten bigger in 1984 since 1954. 30 years had gone by, and the buildings got taller, so they needed Godzilla to be taller, otherwise it just wouldn't be the same. And that makes sense. But my point is, he's bigger now. Godzilla is bigger now. He is destroying the crap out of these towns, or this town, and the military base. The military's fighting him. Godzilla just epically demolishes them. You get scenes with fighter pilots trying to take him down. It's shot really well. It looks good. The explosions look good. The explosions in the water look good. And I love it. You can tell in all these Godzilla movies what they do when there's like an explosion or like a Godzilla coming out of the water. You can tell that they play it and they edit it to be in slow motion because that makes it look like he has more weight to him than he actually does, because, this is filmed in like a giant pool or whatever. And it that effect is awesome to me. It's very smart. It works. It's genius. It pulls off the effect they were going for to make it look bigger and weightier, and so these explosions are great. They've come a long way. They look even better than they did before. It's like, holy crap. Nice job. Fantastic work. You are true artists. Truly, just fantastic. And it gets scary. Godzilla's at the town. Everybody's scary. The music is epic here. And they're like, okay, well, we've been waiting for this moment. Now we're going to use our new weapon because we figured this might happen someday. So we invented this thing called the Super X. The Super X is a spaceship the military uses. It has its own theme music, people. And it's great. It's like this movie has everything going right. It's just so good. The theme music is fun. This is what I like. They treat Godzilla like an animal, like they're hunting an animal, because this is what I mean by that. No human-like thing, qualities or whatever with this Godzilla. No, this Godzilla is just there to destroy, right? And so they're like, okay, we have these cadmium bombs. Maybe these will be able to knock Godzilla out. It's worth a try. We need to do something. People are in danger. The Super X comes there, flying there, and it's really cool. On the way to Godzilla, you see Godzilla's reflection on the windows of the miniature set towns, skyscrapers, buildings, whatever. You see that with the Super X as well. It does a great job selling the effect, like that it's actually something there floating, like it's a drone or something. Like they sell the effect really well with how they filmed it. Excellent work. Just true artists, again. I don't care how many times I say that. True artists, true artists, true artists. Anyway, so they treat Godzilla like an animal. They're like, well, how do we get Godzilla to take these cadmium bombs and be rendered unconscious? This is so genius. I can't believe how well they thought this out. Like, lazy people would have ruined this scene. They would have just made it stupid or something. They took the time to think, like, okay, how can we actually do it in real life and in the movie's sake or whatever, you know? They shoot flares. The flares go up up really high. Godzilla looks at the flares like, okay, I might want to bite this flare. When the Godzilla opens his mouth, they fire the cadmium bombs in his mouth, where it's like, too late. Now it's in your mouth. Now you're going to swallow it, you know, like these cadmium bombs and whatever. And then the smoke effect looks really cool. You see Godzilla stop breathing and they zoom in on his chest. It looks really cool. The new animatronic close-ups, in my opinion, are really cool. Yes, I understand the eyes are a little weird. I get it. Okay, I get it. But it is what it is. It doesn't ruin the movie for me. Some people notice that. It is what it is, man. I still love it. Okay, it's not a real monster anyway, so its eyes can look like whatever. That's the way I see it. And unless there's like a price tag on it or something, you know, then I'm going to complain, but there's not. Anyway, so then Godzilla falls asleep because of the cadmium bombs, obviously, falls into a skyscraper that's bigger than him and just rests there. People all run up to surround Godzilla, and they're like, and then you got the police there, the military, be like, stand back, get out of here. What are you doing? Right? Then the scientist has been studying Godzilla and studying that he has a relationship with something, and I'm trying to go through it because I don't want to, you know, say the whole story or whatever. You need to see this. And he explains that, okay, I know something. Godzilla has this relation to this, and so I'm going to do a test. They do this test thing. Godzilla reacts to it, and they think, okay, maybe this will work. We'll try this. Then when they're trying to, the building power goes out because of Godzilla's destruction. So there's the scientist and then the two people that are in love but not really in love. And the helicopter comes to save them. They don't have much time. They just save the scientist because they need him to do his best to figure out how to get Godzilla out of there and into a trap. Then they set up the trap, and then as Godzilla's destroying more people and stuff, the love people are trying to get out of their building as fast as they can and as safely as they can or whatever. And then it's like, okay, they use it just in time, and then Godzilla follows into the bait. Now, why does this come off as good to me? Because, again, they're treating him like an animal. It's like when you say an animal thinks with their stomach, so you set up a trap or whatever, or you use a scent or whatever, or you buy animals' urine and you put it around the forest and get them hopefully to come to that area so you can trap them there when you're hunting or whatever. You know, it's like that's the idea, and that's why I think this is smart and why it works and why I love it is because they thought it out in this movie. It's like, we're treating him like an animal. We're going to lure him here by using something that he wants. Okay, now they're doing it, and then they do this epic explosion into this volcano. Godzilla falls into the volcano. So it's like it's a happy ending because Godzilla's going to die. But then it's not, because Godzilla gives this terrifying scream and this screech noise. And then you actually get emotional because you're like, what did we just killed him? Like we literally just killed him. And we kind of feel bad now. It's like that scream makes you feel like, okay, he has feelings, he has emotions or whatever. And I don't care if any of you say I'm reading too much into this or if I'm projecting myself into this or something. I'm telling you, man, it's emotional. It is, just like the end of Godzilla Vs Destoroyah. And a little bit at the end of Godzilla 1954 too, kind of debatably. But it's like, it really ends well. It's like, holy crap, they did it. Like, I have to say, they pulled off an epic masterpiece of a movie that I didn't know existed because I'm used to the American version, which was so crap. This version is a masterpiece, a 10 out of 10. masterpiece. And on top of that, I even get it in HD and it dubbed in English somehow. How? How lucky can I be? It's like crazy. But so that's my number one. Those are my top 9 in my must-have Godzilla movies, in my personal opinion. That's what it is, folks. The American Godzilla movies, I don't care for. Godzilla vs. Kong 2021, that was okay. I admit it. That was okay. It was. I could watch it again, basically, is what I'm saying. But the other ones, I hate. I hate them so much. They're soulless. They're just dumb. The CGI effect it's stupid. It ruins it. I don't care for it. Okay? So that's my take on that. King Kong versus Godzilla 1962. That one, a lot of people love or whatever. And I gotta be honest, I thought I was gonna love it. I remember watching the trailer for it all the time in that, like I said, that VHS tape video I got when I was a kid called Hollywood Dinosaurs. When I would watch that would come on, and the trailer sold it as this is going to be an epic movie of King Kong versus Godzilla, minus the fact that my brain was asking, why is King Kong that big now? Because he wasn't in his own movie. But anyway, I remember thinking, this is going to be awesome. And I watched it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't. None of it does it for me. Not the nostalgia, nothing. The fighting looked really bad. Kong looks really bad. Looks really bad in that movie. And the balloons and stuff, and the human characters were cringe. I didn't like it. I just did not care for it like I thought I would. In case anybody was wondering what I think about that one, I just don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. And I like Godzilla versus Biollante too. That's good. It's just even Godzilla versus Space Godzilla is good too. But I can live without those. That's all I'm saying. Okay, this is just my opinion. I can live without those movies. That's all I'm getting at, right? So now you know, and now you've seen my updated digital library movie purchases and everything. So fantastic. That's what we're doing. That is my list. Those are my recommendations too, I guess I would say. Really, really epic. Well done. Awesome stuff. I love it. Thank you all for watching. Now, as a bonus, I'm going to do this. I'm going to add 2 more movies. I'm going to talk about 2 more movies that I have gotten that are not Godzilla related. The rest of this video has nothing to do with Godzilla. I'm going to talk about 2 movies that I got that I did not talk about previously that I feel as though I need to super quick. So I'm going to run through these. Okay. All right. Shaolin Mantis, also known as Shaolin Deadly Mantis, 1978. Of course it's 1978. The year when 100 kung fu films were made, right? This movie is a 10 out of 10. This movie is absolutely positively epic. It might be my favorite movie of all time. I can't say definitively because of all the other ones I always talk about, but this one is incredible. I thought this was going to be overrated. I thought people on the internet were overrating this. I really did. And I mean this with the utmost respect. But I never found a David Chang movie that I liked. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I feel bad saying that. But I'm just being honest. You always want me to be honest, right? No matter what. I'm being honest. The new One-Armed Swordsman I didn't like. Boxer from Shangtung I didn't like. So I'm like, yeah, okay, it's David Chang. I don't really... This movie, holy crap, David Chang gave an outstanding performance. So did everybody. But he really does, okay? And I felt like I need to review this movie online at some point because it's that good. This movie is sincerely an epic masterpiece, just like my other 10 out of 10 recommendations, if you've seen in my previous videos. This one's up there too. This one belongs in there. I just missed it. So this movie has, long story short, it has a unique story, okay, but the point of it is you get to see him fight 4 times, and then you get to see him come back for revenge and fight 4 times again. So you already know what's coming, and that makes you excited and anticipate it. And then in the middle, you get Shaolin Mantis training. Now, it's made up, but he has, like, it's not like historically real or whatever, or even realistic, but it's fun. It's a movie. He finds a mantis, a praying mantis, and he mimics their movements, and he mimics how they walk and how they quote unquote punch and attack and whatever. And as goofy as it is, because this is done by, some of the best actors in the universe, it's awesome. Then when he does these fights, these become weapons fights, and these weapons fights are up there with some of the best ever of all time as well. You get a lot of variety. You get a pitchfork, you get a bow staff, you get the guy with 2 swords has the most flexible arms I've ever seen. He can swing those swords in directions all over while he's somersaulting, and it's like, how do you do that? How do you do the forward and backward somersaulting in the same shot, I might add? Just incredible. And then you get Wilson Tong, who's always just a gigantic beast of an opponent, and he's showing off, and it's awesome. And then you get, like, Lily Lee comes in. This is my new favorite Lily Lee role. Absolutely. She is like helping him with the bow staff fighting, and there's 3 people attacking one guy with the bow staff, and the way that Lau Kar Lung absolutely nails it when he shoots this, it's like, how are they dodging all those at the same time? He nails it though, because this is a genius at work who does it in one shot and everything, and it's just so cool. It looks incredible. It's like, how do you do that? How do you physically act that out as well as you do, and you don't do cringeworthy editing? No, these are talented people that can do these things in one take, and it looks so good. It's a mind-blowing performance. And then you get Lau Kar Wing, debatably my new favorite role he's ever been in, right? And he is up there just freaking, like, he spins his pipe, which he's had that pipe as a weapon in many movies. It's not like this is the first one. He's had that pipe in Knockabout as well, right? But what I like about it is every time he's fighting, his fighting is good enough. His kung fu is good enough. But if that wasn't enough, he also spins it around his wrist and around his fingers in the middle of, like, an attacking blow or a defensive block or whatever. And it's like, dude, it's like, holy crap. No, Shaolin Mantis, this is an exceptional film that deserves recognition. Absolutely. Okay. All right, I'll talk about this real quick. Shaolin Prince, 1983. For this being a T. Lung in a comedy film, I find that hilarious, because he's not someone I would think of as a comedy, but he does a good job here. So in Shaolin Prince, it has 3 things I like about it. It has, one is you have a fight with a fire ninja and a water ninja helping each other out together. The fire effects are really cool. It looks really cool, and since this is done without CGI and stuff, like the weapon on fire and stuff, it just makes it just an added element, no pun intended, of fun in it. And then you get the biggest human pyramid in a film is this movie, Shaolin Prince. You get all the Buddhist monks, the Shaolin monks, they are standing on each other's shoulder like a human pyramid, punching at the same time, creating one super punch. It has to be a record. It's incredible. It's a spectacle, honestly, is what it is. And then the 3 elder monks who know all the deadly secrets or whatever, they are really funny. They're basically the 3 Stooges is what they're based on, but they're awesome. Okay, just incredible stuff. Okay, okay, 5 Super Fighters. I really like this movie. I never heard of it. I just saw it recommended on, I think it was the AppleTv app or something, and I'm really impressed. So I bought it. Obviously, this is as 5 people I do not recognize. So they can't be that famous. Maybe they've been in the background of other movies. I don't know. But I don't recognize them. I know one of them is Kara Hui's brother, and that's cool. And I'm a big Kara Hui fan. And shout out to her. But this is her brother. Anyways, it's just, this one is, the plot is so light, it doesn't even matter. You're just constantly watching fighting and training, fighting and training, fighting and training. And then teaming up fighting, where you have like one guy throw another guy, one guy hold another guy while the other guy jumps off of that other guy's head and whatever. Fun stuff like that I always love, just because it's like, how do you do that? And then a very surprising drunk sword versus spear fight at the end that I really love. So shout out to 5 Super Fighters. The Treasure Hunters, this movie I never heard of, and it's really good. It has excellent comedy. Alexander Fouchang, really funny in this. So funny, absolutely hilarious. And Gordon Liu, his role is really good because he gets injured, and then the other monks hold him on their shoulders sideways like he's planking while they fight. They do another human pyramid movie of fighting and that stuff. It's just really cool. I'm not selling it really well, but I'm telling you that that's an excellent movie. Marco Polo, 1975. This movie is really good. Now, I'm not going to act like it's an amazing, perfect movie. It has a lot of dry spots. It has some just like, I don't care to it a lot of the moments, but I can't deny it. The fight scenes are incredible and unique. That's why I describe this movie as unique fighting. Okay, in the beginning of this movie, there's like a short tournament. They're pulling off like wrestling moves and like grappling moves. That's different. That's not like other Chang Cheh films, in my opinion. Wang Lung Wei does like wrestling move stuff, and it's really cool. It's really great. Beardy has a standout performance in this movie. I didn't even know Beardy was in any Shaw Brothers movie, and then I saw this. I said, what? I had no idea. But yes, Beardy's been in a few, actually. I didn't know. I just learned that. But in this movie, he really stands out as having that epic one-hit kill move and stuff, and it's just fun. Then Gordon Liu is in this with 2 swords. Excellent. And but for me, that ending, you get one character that does this incredible job of he has like superhuman strength, basically, but it's not corny. It's like he's destroying the building while he's being attacked, and he's picking up a giant brick. And I'm not stupid. I know it's a prop. I'm not dumb. I know it's a prop. I know that because nobody can lift a prop that big and swing it like he does. But we're pretending we're in the moment, right? And we're putting ourselves immersed in that moment. And he's swinging this brick as if it weighs like nothing. And he's just beating the crap out of everyone. They're slowly killing him, and he's trying to kill everyone. And then he ends up destroying the building by breaking its pillars off. And the building collapses and comes down and lands on them. And I think this has to be the record for the most set destruction in a Shaw Brothers movie. I think it has to be, honestly. It's incredible. Okay. Lion versus Lion, I'm not going to lie. I did buy this movie. It's not that great. It just has really good fight scenes throughout, and it's just like well done fights. That's really all I can say. I'm sorry. It's just true. There is an impressive lion versus lion, no pun intended, fight where they're in the lion costume. But I got to be honest, it's not as good as the one from Young Master with Jackie Chan. Not even close, in my opinion. That one I thought was a lot better. But Lion vs. Lion is still good. It's still good. Wang Lung Wei has really good fight scenes in this. Very unique fight scenes in this where he's not like a perfect villain. He's getting attacked, and he's like, it's not like he's overpowering them. No, like he's getting beaten up, but he's still cunning and smart enough to win the fight. And that's what I like about it. They do a good job with his character especially. And Lo Mang does some very tricky choreography for Lo Mang, and I was really impressed by that too. But overall, no, this movie is not that good. It's just good for the fight scenes in it, obviously. Okay, now I'm going to talk about one more movie, and then I'll get out of here. Rebellious Reign. Listen to me, folks. I never heard of this movie. Never heard of this movie. This movie completely went under my radar. This movie came out in 1980, all right? You cannot buy this movie digitally. That's the key word. Don't miss that word. Digitally anywhere except on Prime Video, and it happens to be in English dub, okay? It's $3. Did you hear me? It's $3. It's $2.99. It is not even more than $3 to buy this movie, to own it permanently digitally. And it's on no other service. It's not in high def. The cut of this movie was never digitally restored, so it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't ruin it, but I'm just saying it has that VHS tape visual quality about it, unfortunately. But those are things I can live without. As long as I can see the movie and everything, it's fine. Like, yes, the movie does randomly look bad sometimes when the exposure looks like it's fading to black a little bit too much. But it is what it is. I can't help it. Okay, but that doesn't ruin a movie for me. This movie was supposed to star Bruce Lee in it, but he died in 1973, as you know. So this movie went dormant for years, and then here it came out in 1980 by an independent studio. This was not done by Golden Harvest. This was not done by Fortunes. This was not done by Shaw Brothers. And so, but when I saw this movie, and again, it's only $3, you guys. $3. This movie, holy crap, it's worth $100. This movie, and it is based on a true story also, which just adds to it. This movie is absolutely phenomenal, incredible. I don't want to compare it. I hate comparing kung fu movies one to another because I have a hard time explaining why I love them. But like, this is a spectacular film, you guys, with people that I've never seen. The only actor I've seen in this, I've seen Chuko, who is in a bunch of Shaw Brothers movies, but after this, because this was 1980, he was in The Brave Archer 3, he was in the Masked Avengers, of course, he was in Five Element Ninjas, he's been in Sword Stained with Royal Blood, so many movies, right, in Shaw Brothers. He's amazing, but he is in this movie, and he's not one of the main characters, but he's in a few fight scenes, and he's awesome. But so the fact that I don't really know any of these actors is incredible because they all kill it. This movie has several very long takes of intense, acrobatic, incredibly talented choreography. Very intense. Some with weapons, some with no weapons at all. Literally no weapons. Someone just fist fighting. But there's backflips, there's somersault kicks, there's drop kicks, there's wheel kicks. There's like, and there's like so many times when I watch this, because I've seen it a few times now, because that's how good it is. I'm telling myself, how were they brave enough to do all of those things in one take, knowing that it has to be hard to do, I imagine. Like you'll have a guy get stabbed through the door, and then he'll use the squib, and you don't see it on screen, but then the blood will spray against the wall. So you see like the wall turning red in the background of the door or whatever. And then he continues to keep fighting the people in front of the door, but it's not like it's just punch or anything. No, he's like doing backflips and stuff. It's like, holy crap. And on top of that, this has a theme song in the beginning of this movie. And now it's in Chinese, so I have no idea what they're saying. But it's a beautiful song. It's a really epic song. It gives you that epic feel when you hear it. It sounds so, like, literally epic. Like, it sounds like you're about to see, like, a movie for the ages. Like, this is like I don't know. I'm just trying to say it's epic, right? It's a cool song. Very, very beautiful and epic feeling kind of song, right? And they play different versions of that song throughout the movie. So it's like they bring a call back to it throughout the movie, which is really cool. And you got some espionage and stuff. I'm not going to give away the plot. People, you need to see this. You really just need to see this, okay? Now, that being said, what also makes this an incredible masterpiece that I'm amazed I haven't seen till now is the ending. 17 minutes straight of action. No messing around. No bullcrap, no stopping to talk about this thing in the plot. No, it is 17 minutes straight of a finale of nonstop weapons and fist and killing and blood and flying and jumping and breaking doors and breaking chairs and doing backflips, curls, somersaults, wheel kicks, roundhouse kicks, spear dodging, throwing, breaking, cutting, everything for 17 minutes of intense, nonstop, well-performed, and a lot of long one-take shots, action put together. And the ending itself, I'm not going to give it away, but the ending itself is not a traditional ending at all. It breaks the rules. It breaks the rules of what you expect in these kind of movies to do in an ending. And not in a bad way like Lion vs. Lion. I hate that ending. No, this movie is so good. I felt like I needed to talk about this because I'm blown away at this. I really am. And I'm sad you can only buy it in one place. You can't buy it on any other digital library service. I checked all of them. Only on Prime Video. Prime Video is great, though. I love Prime Video. They've been great for me. And it's only $3, you guys, to buy. Not to rent it. To buy it, $3. Like, you can't go wrong. That's incredible. Just like The Victim, 1980, with Sammo Hung and Beardy. That one, and Wilson Tong, and that one, too. That one, 1980, same year, ironically. That one is also only $3 because it never got it. It's not in high definition. But, so yeah, I had to talk about this, too, because it's so good. It's mind-blowing, you guys. I wish I could play scenes for you right now while I talk about it, but I don't dare do that. I follow the rules or whatever. I don't want to get in trouble or whatever. But I'm telling you, this will blow your mind. You are going to be saying, holy crap, like your eyes are going to fall out of your head. Like, it's so good. It's incredible. It's not a surprise because of the year or anything. 1980 is a good year for these films. It's a surprise because it's not a studio I've ever heard of, a production studio. And because besides Chuko, there's no actors I've ever heard of in this one. And I mean that respectfully. There's no actors I've ever heard of, but it's so good. It's insanely good. It's so good. It's mind-blowing. And it's so good. And the fact that this is before CGI, this is before computers existed, this is before all that crap. No, this is so good. Like, wire fu, I don't like wire fu. I really don't. I can respect it in spurts. Like, there's a little bit of wire fu in Drunken Master 2, where it's like you're not going to really notice it. There's wire fu in Young Master 1980 when people get kicked really hard, the wire will pull the guy way back to make it look like the kick was more devastating. That's okay. I'm okay with that. And then the Rebel Intruders, 1983, I believe. Not the Rebel Intruders, I'm sorry. The Shaolin Intruders, 1983. I own that movie as well. In that movie, you actually see, that movie has the best wire fu I've ever seen in a movie, period. And the reason I say that is because they didn't do it in like a stupid way where did I put that anyway? Maybe I don't have it on this one. Let me find it quick. Here we go. Yep, Shaolin Intruders. Okay. In this movie, Shaolin Intruders, it is wire fu, but it's the best wire fu I've ever seen, ever. Because it has a lot of scenes in this where there is where there's a giant cast of giant fights going on, where there's like literally 30 people on screen at one time, and they'll be like balancing on top of a bench of towers, and it's like they make it look really good. They make it look like these are like as if their shoes are magnetic to the wooden chairs or something, the way that they're able to flip and land on like one toe on the chair and not fall off and stuff like that. It's well done, but let's not deny it. This is wire fu. But because this is 1983, this is my favorite use of wire fu in a movie, period. Shaolin Intruders. Okay. So anyways, now I've talked about Godzilla. I've gotten talk about these other movies I want to talk about. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. And I do sincerely want to hear your opinions on Godzilla films, because I'm sure with how random my thought process is and how different my thought process is than everyone else's is, I'm sure my answers for the best Godzilla movies are way different than yours. And I want to know why, and that's okay. I like talking about this stuff. I like debating this stuff. I really want to have a debate, a strong, thought-out, well-done debate about Godzilla versus King Ghidorah when Shindo gets killed. Does Godzilla recognize him? I want that debate. And what does it actually mean? Or does it mean a lot of things? Or does it mean nothing? And we were hoodwinked to thinking it means something that it doesn't. All that good stuff. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening and for watching. You know, I love this stuff. I could talk about it all day. And thank you to my shorty for helping me on my birthday complete my Godzilla collection, my digital library of my 9 must-have Godzilla films. Awesome stuff. I am very happy and content with my digital libraries and my movies that I have. These apps are awesome. You can even download the movies onto your apps in case you want to watch them from the app without internet, if you're, or if you're just driving and you want to listen to them without using your cellular data, or if you don't have Wi-Fi or something, you'd rather just have the movie on hand. These apps let you do that, and just awesome stuff. So thank you, everybody, for watching and for listening. Please, let's debate in the comments. Let's talk about this.